Sunday, 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 which means only one thing. It is time for the Wily Tower Challenge. Now, anything goes here today, so what's it gonna throw at me? Something good? Something shitty? Only one way to find out. So let's jump in and see what happens. Alright, here we go. Didn't he debut in Mega Man 4 though? Oh boy. No power-ups needed for this one. Ooh. Bruh, really? Well, that was a very lackluster debut. Alright, what do we got next? Concrete Chaos. Or Concrete. Gotta love the misspellings. Ooh, we got Proto Man. We got some fun stuff to play with today. And some questionable design choices. And down I go. Let's go try that again. You gotta give it props at least for, you know, being somewhat open-ended. Let's see, what's down here? Hot dog! And, ooh, we can switch up the base if we want, but, I don't know. I'm not, let's stick to Proto Man. And another D10. Man, they're just loading me up here. Ow. When you backtrack and you take unnecessary damage. Okay, Metal Blade, time to slice and dice. Ah, could've been. That's a lot of checkpoints. Alright, who we fighting? Lowered ceiling really does not do him any favors. There's some novel ideas here, but I'm not crazy about the execution. Alright, what are we looking at next? Metal Man El Ladrón. Okay.
charge. Okay, so we got charge kick. Lot of fire. That is a little too tough. I see you hiding there, Spike. There's a lot going on here. And I'm not 100% confident on the execution. Okay. So I need to find metal blade. Okay. Well, let's start hunting. And an arrow pointing that way. Ring blade is right up there. So, let's go fetch that first. Go find the elusive metal blade. Back down, down through China. Okay. Back to that metal blade. Sorry, ring boomerang first. Ooh. That was a little close, but hey, found what I needed. Okay, now let's... Alright, let's get out of here. Okay. I see what they did there. Do a little exploration action there. Not bad, not bad. Who we fighting? Okay. So Metal Man cannot be hurt by his own weapon. That's good. That's a nice little change. Now the question is, though, what weapon will hurt? Ring boomerang seems... Oh, yep. This one surprised me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it surprised me. The Trap Fortress. I predict a lot of spikes. Yeah, I already have an M-Tank, so... Okay, no real way to get up there, so... We're going down? Look at that big guy. It's gonna be a little tricky. We gotta make sure we do all this right. There we go. That I go. I mean, there's no real threat here since, you know, Skull Shield negates spikes, so okay. But who we fighting? Who to rumble in the jungle? Nightman. Okay. Stage wasn't too bad. That was an interesting fight. Skull Shield's not ideal, but okay. Alright, what do we got next? Hank Man. I'm gonna guess Napalm Man. Okay, no power-ups. It's fine, we don't need those. A little bit early for a checkpoint, but okay. Ooh, that was a blind jump. That was a bit of a blind jump. So we go down or we go right? Let's go right first, and we got ourselves another one. Oh, look at the little tank. Look at the little makeshift tank. Ain't it cute? It's like Mario 3 little tanks. Ah, yes, one of my little pet peeves. Multiple enemies on the same spot. Okay. Okay, yep, I was right on that one. And there we go. And that is a wrap.
Well, I can't say that I'm shocked that, once again, we got a pretty mixed bag of stages. This was a nothing stage. You have a couple short screens, and you're at a boss fight. There didn't seem to be any real sense of direction, and I don't know, there just wasn't any meat on these bones. For a quote-unquote debut, this was very, very lackluster. So for the most part, this stage tried to be something special, and I give it props for that. The area was pretty open-ended, and there was a little bit of exploration to do. There was some definite uses for the power-ups, such as the Thunderclaw to swing around, and the enemy placement wasn't half bad. The boss fight didn't do Concrete Man any favors, though. He kept hitting his head, and it made him pretty easy to beat. But this stage tried. It did try, and I give it props for that. This was a peculiar one, because the overall stage design and enemy placement was very rough. The stage itself was pretty open-ended, which I thought was kinda unique, but it just wasn't pieced together very well. Enemy placement was a bit all over the place, from being too close when you're entering to a new area to being cluttered in others. But the stage made full use of the power-ups, as minimal as it was, and I really dug the boss fight. I thought that was a nice little bit of a challenge there. It's just a shame that the stage design and enemy placement wasn't that good. This stage tried to make itself more difficult than it really was. The stage design was, for the most part, okay. A lot of little traps and obstacles to live up to its namesake. Enemy placement, even without the use of the skull shield, was a bit all over the place. Cluttered, not necessarily in good spots, what have you. And the boss fight itself was okay. I mean, not much to really say with that. It was trying to be a little more unique than it really was. The thing is, the Skull Shield is a defensive weapon. It's not ideally suited for combat, and having that as the default, it tried to make the stage more challenging, but in a way it kind of backfired. Overall, this stage was okay. Stage design was basic, not a whole lot to look at there. Now, I did like the little tank designs I was done in about the middle half. I thought that was pretty cool. Enemy placement for the most part was okay, except at the end when you had 3 Sniper Joes cluttered together. I don't like that. To me, it feels cheap and tacked on, a way to try and pad out time. The boss battle, there's nothing to talk about there. It's a very standard run-of-the-mill Robot Master boss fight, which, I mean, that's fine, but there's just nothing about it that stands out.